10 places to see in Sweden. Sweden is one of the most breathtaking countries globally, in my opinion. From brightly colored wooden houses, the still of a deep pine forest, and the magnificent coastline, Sweden has no shortage of wondrous sights to behold. Traveling there recently inspired me so much that I made a YouTube video about 10 places to see in Sweden. What are the 10 most beautiful places in Sweden? I wanted to go someplace far away from the big city life. Where can you find real Swedish experiences? Well, we put together a list of our favorite places from Stockholm down to Malmöhus. This includes everything from great national parks to seaside towns and stunning historical landmarks. Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. In this video, we're going to talk about some of the most amazing places that you need to visit in Sweden. This is going to be a fun video, so make sure to keep watching until the end. But before that, make sure to like this video, and if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel for more amazing travel videos. For now, let's get started. Number 10. Kungsleden. Sweden is a beautiful country with stunning landscapes. From the archipelagos in the east to the dense forests in the west, Sweden offers a range of unrivaled landscapes compared to any other European countries. One of the most breathtaking natural sights in Sweden is Kungsleden, also known as the King's Trail, which is a 400-kilometer-long hiking trail that stretches from Abisko to Himavan through one of Sweden's last wild areas. While hiking along the Kungsleden, you will be surrounded by high mountains and deep valleys with rich flora and fauna. You can see glaciers, barren mountain peaks and snowfields, as well as impressive waterfalls. You can even spot some wildlife like moose, wolverine, and lynx if you're lucky enough. The Kungsleden also brings you through many Sami villages, the indigenous people of northern Scandinavia, to experience the Laplander culture. The Kungsleden is one of those rare places where you can feel that nature has not been affected by humans yet. So if you have an adventurous spirit and wish to explore one of Europe's last wildernesses, make sure to visit this national park. Number 9. Drottningholm Palace. Drottningholm Palace is a popular tourist attraction. It's located in Drottningholm on Levon Island, about 11 kilometers west of Stockholm. The palace has been preserved for many centuries, and it looks exactly like it did when it was first built. Many of the things you'll see inside dates back to the 18th century, including the furniture and the paintings. The palace was built in the 1660s by King John III as a gift to his wife Katarina. It has since then served as a royal residence, and it still serves that purpose today. The present king and queen live here with their family. You can visit the palace on your own, or you can join one of the guided tours. The interiors are very well preserved, so you can understand what life at court was like in those days. You'll also be able to admire some very beautiful rooms, such as the Chinese Pavilion or the Hall of Mirrors. There's even a museum with several carriages and other vehicles from previous centuries. Number 8. Sigtuna. Sigtuna is the oldest town in Sweden, dating back to 980 AD when the Vikings built Sigtuna out of wood. It was a natural place for Vikings to settle as it was situated on Lake Mälaren and had access to the Baltic Sea. Sigtuna is an enchanting old town of cobbled streets and whitewashed cottages with red-painted doors, some with thatched roofs. The three churches, St. Olaf's Church, St. Peter's Church, and St. Lars' Church, are worth a visit as there are many runestones dotted around the town's streets and grassy areas. The oldest known stone inscription dates back to 988 AD. The whole area of Sigtuna is rich in history, with many monuments and places of interest within easy reach, including Birka and Runza manor houses and King Gustav Vasa's fortification, around 500 meters west of St. Peter's Church. Number 7. Gotland. Wondering what to do with your summer? Why not get out of the city and head over to Gotland? It's a beautiful place just a short flight away. The island is famous for its rocky cliffs and sandy beaches. You can go sailboarding and windsurfing in the bay, or if you prefer something more relaxing, take a stroll along the coast, picking flowers and watching the sunset. If you want something more active, you can go hiking in the countryside. Gotland has some spectacular views and an amazing range of wildlife. You can see rare birds, seals, and even reindeer. Just make sure you bring some good walking boots. It's worth remembering that it's unlikely to be hot when you visit, even in midsummer. The climate on Gotland is quite mild all year round, so bring plenty of warm clothes. Number 6. Gota Canal. There is a place in Sweden that you have to visit. It's called Gota Canal, and it's the largest building project in Sweden ever. The canal was built between 1810 and 1832 and runs from Gothenburg on the west coast to Lake Vänern in the city of Söderköping on the east coast, passing through Lake Vänern. The canal is 190 kilometers long and has 58 locks, which raise and lower boats some 91 meters along its length, the highest point being Vikbron. There are only 4 tunnels, one at Bergslosser and Lakoslott, 2 in Motala, and 1 at Borensberg. Number 5. Lapland. Lapland in Sweden is the best place to visit. It's also called the Land of the Midnight Sun. If you want to see a lot of snow, then visit Lapland. You can go skiing, skating, and sledging there. The winters are long and cold. In January, it's sometimes 40 degrees below zero. It stays dark all day, and people read and sleep a lot in the winter. In June, it's light almost all the time. People fish and hike in the summer. Reindeer are very important to the Sami people who live there. They use reindeer for food, clothing, transportation, and work. The Sami people live near the Arctic Circle in Sweden, Finland, Russia, and Norway. Number 4. Kosterhavet. Kosterhavet National Park is the best place to swim with dolphins in the country, according to a new guide. Sweden's first national marine park is on Koster Island in the Bohuslän Archipelago in western Sweden. The sea around Koster has Sweden's largest population of bottlenose dolphins, and there are also harbor porpoises and seals, said Jonas Bergstrand, who has written a new guidebook called The Sea Guide. Dolphins can often be seen close to the shore between Koster Island and Vedorna, he said. Kosterhavet was established as Sweden's first national marine park in 2009, the first of its kind in Europe, and covers 4,000 hectares of water and 10 kilometers of shoreline. Number 3. Gothenburg Archipelago. The Gothenburg Archipelago in Sweden is the best place to visit. It has more than 20 islands and over 100 sea cliffs, which are around 40 meters high. The largest island, Styrsö, is home to a lighthouse and a sculpture garden. The lighthouse was built in 1883 and is still active today. The archipelago is a popular summer destination for city dwellers who enjoy spending their time at the beach, camping, or fishing. In summer, you can take the boat out of Gothenburg harbor to reach the islands. Once there, you can walk around, pray on a bench, and watch the sunset over the ocean. There are many places where you can have a picnic or go for a swim. You can also rent a kayak from one of the local companies and spend an afternoon exploring many small islands close to shore. Number 2. Stockholm. The internet makes this easier in theory, but still the best place to visit in Sweden is Stockholm. The reason is that Sweden has the best food and drink and hotels and highways compared to any country in Europe. In fact, it has the best food, drinks, and hotels in the whole world. It's not even close. Sweden is also good for many other things: events, culture, architecture, weather, nightlife. And if you don't like these activities, there are other places with good nightlife. But these are not necessarily what people want to do when they travel. People want food and drinks. And for that, you have to go to Sweden. Stockholm is a city of islands in the Baltic Sea between Sweden and Finland. If you want to see water on all sides, it's hard to beat. Stockholm has 3 separate castles, one on each island, and a canal called the Moat that runs between them. The whole thing is built so that it looks like a giant chessboard. The 3 main streets leading into the city are named after bishoprics in early medieval times. Birger Jarls, Birger is the Swedish equivalent of Gilbert, Magnus Eriksson, and Erik Walkendorf. Each street leads to its own castle gate, but they all lead to the same castle square. Outside the big round tower, you can go up to the top and look out over the whole city. Number 1. Vasa Museum. If you want to see the world's first ocean-going warship, a replica of Vasa is the place to go. This is one of the most famous ships in history, and for good reason. It was designed by an engineer who had no experience with ships. It sank in just 15 minutes. The Vasa Museum in Stockholm is one of the world's best museums for showing the past to us in a way that we can understand. The Vasa was a warship built in 1628 by the Swedes, who were among the richest, most powerful, and technologically advanced nations on Earth at the time. For 300 years, they had been fighting with their neighbors to the north, Denmark. The 2 countries had been friends, but they turned against each other when Denmark broke off from Sweden and became a separate country. The Vasa Museum is the best place in the world to see a ship. It's a large museum with a number of other oddities too, like a video wall that lets you walk inside one of the museum's famous ships and see behind the scenes. The Vasa Museum is the most wonderful museum that I've ever been in, and I've been to some very nice museums. So that's all for today, guys. I really hope that you liked this video. Stay connected for more traveling content, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're new here.